wow, the kids are really going to like this. Really going to. And with the sound and the images, they can do a lot for sure. This is one of the first times I'm really doing something with the physical component. And I'm really excited about it because I play with the microbits. And I'm kind of like, it just didn't excite me, but this is just the physical board with the software. This is just great to add to my toolkit. That's new for me, for sure. I learned like the power of this physical device in creating can really engage kids. I mean, it's amazing. Yeah. So I'm really happy about it. I love manipulating like the LEDs. I like manipulating the display. It's rich. I know we learned about the accelerometer and the light sensor today. So there's so much we can do just exploring the physical components of the board with the kids and just having the buttons be options like on a menu, which is really interesting. That was a lot of fun playing with that. So it's wonderful. It's solid.
I enjoyed using that too because it was easy, like I said, easy to use. And I like the fact that you can see your output in action.
When I first opened up the CodeX, my first thought was, oh, this is so scary, I'm going to break it. It just seems so fragile to me at first glance. It has hit my cement floor over a dozen times a day, strong enough that the batteries are popping out of the back as they do. And so far, so good. So I'm very pleased on how sturdy it really is because I was very worried at first. It's ingenious how it was made. It's got so much built into this tiny little thing. I mean, the buttons and the LED lights and, the microphone, the speaker. I mean, it's got, what did we call that? The little level. I mean, all these different things built in, and I'm sure there's a few more that we haven't gotten to yet. And in expansion, there's some things we can add to it at a later time. So it's just amazing. I think it's a really well thought out device.
This experience has been very, very eye-opening, enlightening. I mean, this CodeX, I'm playing with it. I've got a 6-year-old granddaughter that keeps coming in the room wanting to play with it. It's user-friendly. It makes sense. New people to CodeX, it's like you don't know, oh, it looks cool. Well, that looks cool, but I got a microbit. This is microbit times 100. Microbits are cool. They'll still be part of my curriculum, but my go-to, right here. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the CodeX.
This CodeX really connects coding to their real life because this looks more like their cell phone experience or their tablet experience. And they can really see the connection between their code turning into something you can use. And that was something that was missing before. I really can't emphasize how cool that's going to be and how that's really, I think, going to increase engagement for the students when I show them that this is what we're going to be doing in our coding club this year. For a lot of kids that I know would be interested in it, but there just wasn't enough tangible interaction, like a cell phone, right? A lot of kids love cell phones. And this really hit that home for me. Like I made that connection that having a device while you're coding so that you can see the results of it, so you can interact with it, really is the secret sauce for engagement and sustained engagement, particularly. I love the labels on the front. That's amazing. I think that's so helpful for kids. It'll be very helpful because I can just say, well, where is it? We go find it. I love the LEDs. I love the sound effects. I love that we can upload our own content to it. That's great. I haven't had a chance to try it battery powered yet, but I'm sure that's amazing that you'll be able to walk around with it and have it run. I'm looking forward to trying that out next week when I have more time. The USB connection already being in the device, like coming with the device, is fantastic. It's very well designed. Very well designed. I find it very accessible. I like the buttons too. The buttons are great. Reminds me of a Nintendo Switch.
The CodeX is an awesome device with all of its outputs and inputs, its interactiveness. It's very stimulating. I think it's not easy to become bored with it. You can have it do so much stuff.
When I started with the CodeX, it was like the final piece that I needed. I can't explain it to, like, everything just opened up for me. It felt intuitive, like the way it walked you step by step And so because of the previous experience I had, now all of that made sense. I was like, oh, okay, so that to me, the Python was clearer. It just made more sense. It was almost self-explanatory as you type the information. You could actually just read that line of code and know what it was supposed to do. It can enhance any subject and you can tie it in. And that's another beauty that I liked about this platform, that at the end of each lesson, it directly tells you how it's used. Hey, the blinking lights, that's your traffic lights. This is your game button. You can see the simplicity. Yeah, I'm just telling it to go left and right. That's what your game, and the speed and how fast it goes. So the immediate application, because that's the first question students when do I use this? Why do I need this? And I love that you can put the batteries in there and disconnect, like download it. So when I disconnected and my music was still playing, it was so cool when I did that program. So I said, this really is like a little MP3 player, and it has a spot to put your headphones. So that was really cool.
I think it's definitely going to make an impact directly with my teaching. I'm really hoping to increase my girls to boys ratio, if not in the class, then in the after school program with the hands-on. They're not scary robots like Vex robots, which are quite big and quite scary and quite intimidating.
The CodeX device, it's a very nice device. I have been learning the microbit, and this is kind of like an upgraded version, kind of like a Cadillac version of it. It's been a lot of fun, helped a lot to learn from the very basic, and then we learned the more advanced lessons. The students talk a lot about devices and coding programs and the gaming aspect of it, and this is a perfect device for that. I know that my students will be very excited to learn this device and the programming that comes along with it. I think that they're going to be very engaged and eager to learn it. That's like the best thing out of it, is that they're going to be learning and they're going to be playing along with it and not know that they're going to be learning the Python language.
I was thoroughly impressed with the CodeX device, both the ready-to-teach curriculum, the resources for teachers, as well as just kind of the ease of use. And I think that students benefit from the variety of features that CodeX has, from the buttons and the pixels and the LEDs and the sensors, as well as the ability that you can add expansion stuff to expand upon the board and add new functionality to it. And so the fact that it's a robust microcomputer that's fun to interact with and write programs that utilize these various features in fun and exciting ways makes this a very impressive board.